Hello and welcome everybody. Happy Halloween. JP Toys 97 back for another video. Another Halloween video of these 1992 Jurassic Park Dakin collectible figures, very similar to the captives figures we've been taking a look at. There was 6 of these to collect, really neat. Something I found very intriguing about these 6 figures is on the underneath side, they're all marked 1992 Dakin, UCS, and Amblin. Possibly to ride the hype train of the popularity of the book and build some more hype until the actual film came out. So I found it extremely cool that these are released a little bit before the actual movie did. And it's kind of funny seeing some of the paint schemes and colors almost being somewhat accurate. But we're going to take a look at all 6 quick and compare them to the modern day equivalent of what we've already kind of been reviewing with the Captives 30th anniversary figures and see how they kind of stack up with these newer figures. So let's jump into it. We're going to begin here with the only figure I actually had in my possession, and I had to go hunt down the other 5 figures, but it's the Dilophosaurus. Out of all 6 figures, this one looks like it has the most movie accurate looking colors, specifically with the frill there and the red and the yellowish kind of there going on. But the figure's mainly this kind of like darky blackish gray with some white striping patterns here throughout. Something I felt the captives figures from the 30th anniversary eggs were missing was this classic JP mark. Somewhat of a more creamy underbelly color. There's the stamp underneath, Dakin, 1992 UCS and Amblin. But some pretty okay detail. Toe claws are painted a gray. Finger claws are also painted gray. Really enjoyed the detail on the face. All like the little lumps and the bumps going on. He has a yellow eye with a red eyebrow. Really cool looking crest. It's funny, this figure really makes me think of the recently reviewed Captives 30th anniversary Dilophosaurus, which sports somewhat more movie accurate colors, I would say, if you had to pick. Really awesome that these things can stand almost side by side. The 30th anniversary supersized Dilophosaurus is obviously a little bit larger, but not by much. Just a different posture. The frill is definitely larger though. Head looks about the same size. So yeah, that's the Dilophosaurus. Nothing but positive things to say about this one. It's probably the most movie accurate in terms of colors out of the other 5 figures we're going to be looking at here, but also, at the end of the video, I'm going to rank these, what I consider probably to be the best, not the worst, but just I'm going to rank them and how I feel they kind of stack up with one another. We have an awesome Triceratops here. This thing, decent little solid piece of plastic, not super heavy, obviously. Really makes me think of the art of Crash. What an awesome piece. All the little ridges and bumps. Classic JP mark, awesome. Again, the toes are painted that gray color. Same lightish tanny cream underbelly color. Figure is mainly this gray color with some more lighter tones of gray for the horns. It's a black eye. Really love the detail on this one. This is a really nice figure. Bring in the 30th anniversary one. This one looks more like a juvenile or an infant Triceratops, while the 30th anniversary one by Captives looks like an adult, obviously just from the size of the horns. Kind of size up okay with each other, I would say. Scaling might be off, but there's a good 30-year difference between both of these figures, so it's like 30 years ago, present day. But for a 30-year-old figure right here, this is a excellent little Triceratops figure. Next, we have, the Velociraptor. Missing the toe claws, the same fate as Hasbro 2015, missing the infamous sickle claw. But still kind of a neat looking raptor figure here. It is interesting to me. Colors on this one are a little bit hard to describe almost. It's mainly this darkish browny gray. I know I said the other 2 figures have been gray, but this is like a really, I feel like I get hints of brown on this one, with a more very light color brown on the underneath side. Dakin, 1992. Claws are just painted gray, like the Dilophosaurus and the Trike so far. Same with the finger claws. I don't know why, but I kind of just like the face for some strange reason. I think it's just because it's very simplistic looking, and it doesn't really remind me a whole lot of the Jurassic Park Raptor, but there is some really nice detail throughout this. Like, you can see his ribs right here on both sides. Just a little detail. Classic JP mark. These figures just really take me back to a very specific time, and I think that's why I appreciate them and enjoy them still. It does have a black pupil with a white eye. Can't really see any teeth. The mouth is shut. The pose makes me think hunting pose in the grass for some reason, kind of like hunched over a little. And let's bring in the 30th anniversary captives Velociraptor, and you can just see. Ooh. But being that this one came out a little bit before the actual movie did, it has this charm to it. It's hard to explain. By no means hate this figure. It's a nice little addition here. The Velociraptor by Dakin. And the tallest figure out of the bunch, the Brachiosaurus, obviously. Again, this figure has a very darky grayish blue instead of a darky grayish brown. It's got hints of this bluish color throughout it, which makes me think of like elephant skin or whale skin in a way. Classic JP mark. Dakin 1992. Toes and stuff are painted the same gray color as all the other figures we've seen so far. Some pretty cool design. And if we look really close, he does have a black pupil with a white eye. I really do like this one a lot. There's not much negative to say here, no posability or anything. So there's no supersized Brachiosaurus for the captives line here, but I'd say these still go together pretty well. I definitely think the edge goes to the captives figures for having more accurate colors, but again, 30-year-old figure that came out a year or so before the movie did, and here we have a present-day figure that came out as a part of the 30th anniversary, so I would expect this one to be more screen accurate in terms of the colors. But yeah, that's the Brachiosaurus, another excellent figure. They're flocking this way, the Gallimimus. I'm very impressed with the paint schemes and the patterns on this figure. Just like the Dilophosaurus. It's not 100% obviously, but again, being that it came out when it did, it has like some orange here on his neck going down his back a little bit before it translates to like that sandy lighter color which goes down the tail, and the striping is really great on this one. You can also see the ribs here just like the Raptor. Classic JP mark. Toes are that gray color, same with some of the, I wouldn't even say claws, but the fingers there. 1992 Dakin on the underneath side. Pretty cool looking head here, I would say, all things considered. Looking like an ostrich. You can even see the nose sculpted in there. You have a black pupil with a white colored eye. Here we have the Captives 30th anniversary figure, which is a more accurate looking tannish color brown, but with that same similar striping pattern down to the tail. Gotta really give it up to the Dakin figure here for having a pretty accurate looking striping theme going on, just like the Dilophosaurus's frill being the correct looking color, somewhat anyway. Another fantastic figure. It's the T-rex. T-rex is in this upright looking posture, which really makes me think of the 1990s. Not much really going on here with the color pattern. There's no striping to speak of. You can kind of see the ribs and some sculpting work going on there on the body. It's interesting to me that a lot of these figures kind of sport a grayish tone color, being it a bluish gray, a brownish gray, or just a gray. Really like the way the head kind of looks on this figure with all like the lumps going on. And his teeth are kind of painted there. A black pupil with a yellow eye. Fingers are that same gray color. Toes as well. Pretty much not much else to say here. Classic JP mark. This figure really is a product of its time, and for that I love it, and I kind of love all these figures for that reason. Here we go. the Captive's 30th anniversary supersized T-Rex, roughly the same height, believe it or not, and the same size. I think the old one's a little bit taller just because it's more in that upright posture, as you can see. And here we have the Captive's 30th anniversary supersized Rex in a more accurate posture, and sporting a pretty accurate paint color scheme with the striping and such. Kind of wish the old one here had some sort of striping going on, but alas, what are you going to do? Still, really love this figure a lot. Takes me back. So here we go. I'm going to rank these in order from which one I think is the best. So, award for first place, in my opinion, goes to the Triceratops. Simply because the art of Crash is very present here, or that's the vibes I'm getting from it, so... Second place, I would say, would have to be the Dilophosaurus, because it has a pretty accurate paint color scheme going on, considering, compared to the other figures here. In third place, I would also say, would have to be Gallimimus, again, because the paint color schemes are pretty close. And I don't know, something about this Gallimimus I really like. I mean, all these figures I really do enjoy, because they're in very active, forward-looking poses. Coming in the fourth spot would have to be the Brachiosaurus, simply because it's an awesome looking sculpt. The paint color schemes may not be accurate to the movie, but it's an awesome sculpt. Coming in the fifth spot, I would say, would be the Rex, because I love the T-Rex. Something about the posture here makes me think of the early 1990s in my childhood. Early 1990s dinosaur design. Coming in last place here, I would say, would have to be the Velociraptor, simply because it's missing the toe claw. The paint color scheme here not being accurate doesn't bug me, and the face I somewhat do enjoy. I just wish it kind of had the sickle claw. It would have been a lot better. But for the most part, I'm not really disappointed here with any of these. They're all really fantastic pieces to own. And I would say they're excellent little pieces to have on a workstation desk, or if you wanted to dress up your little computer area at your house. These things would be great to kind of just have by, kind of almost like Lowry from Jurassic World. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, let me know if you know of any of these figures, or if you had any growing up, which was your favorite, and post in the comments down below and rank these in order from which one you think is the best, kind of like I did here, and let me know what your order is. Maybe you rank them the same as me, or maybe some of you think the Dilophosaurus is the best, or the Brachiosaurus is the best figure here. Let me know. What are your memories with these? I would love to hear it. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Give the video a thumbs up, and have a safe and happy Halloween. I'm JP Toys 97. Take care, everybody.